Hi everyone, and welcome to this Yin Yoga practice for springtime. If you don't know already, Yin Yoga is really heavily influenced by traditional Chinese medicine. And when we're in a Yin Yoga practice, we are using the postures to stimulate specific meridian lines. These meridian lines are just channels of energy that run through your body. Now, during springtime, the liver energy begins to move upwards and outwards. And this helps us to become more active and energetic and to wake from the slumber of winter. However, when this liver energy becomes out of balance or stuck, we start to see particular symptoms. So it's very, very normal during springtime for us to experience more anger, more frustration, more resentment, irritation, and mood swings and depression as well. Other things that we might notice physically are headaches, tension headaches, trouble sleeping, also menstrual problems, so irregular cycles and PMS can become a problem at this time as well. Springtime as a whole is really about regrowth and renewal. It's about starting anew, clearing away the old clutter. There's a reason why we have an instinct to want to spring clean at this time. We want to clear away all the old and start fresh, start anew. It's about new beginnings and new life. So it's also very normal if our liver energy is out of balance in this season to just feel quite stagnant and stuck and blocked. So you can see from what I've spoken about there that it's really important during this springtime for us to nurture and nourish this liver energy, to keep it moving and flowing. So I am going to move you through a beautiful Yin Yoga practice that's going to do exactly that. Okay guys, so as always, I will give you options if you have props or if you don't have props to be able to adjust your postures. So if you do have your props, get them ready. If you don't have any yoga props, you can do a lot just with a couple of cushions and even a blanket. So if you've got that laying around on the sofa or on the bed, then you can go and pause the video and go and grab those for yourself now. Okay, so we're going to begin with an opening Shavasana. So I'm going to ask you to lay down onto your back. So for some of you, you'll be very happy just relaxing the legs flat on the floor. For some of you, that might feel uncomfortable on the lower back. So you may need to bend the knees and let the knees rest together, or place something underneath a cushion, a couple of cushions or a bolster, and give some support there. You can have a cushion under the back of your head and neck, and relax your arms into the floor. So the arms are slightly away from the body and the palms are facing upwards. And when you feel ready, allow the eyes to close. As the eyes close, allow the muscles around the eyes and across the forehead to soften. Softening the jaw. Softening the muscles at the base of the tongue. Softening the muscles in the throat. Just invite your body to let go. No pressure. As you feel into the rest of your body, allow any other gripping or tension to begin to release and relax. Each time you breathe out, allow a little bit more to fall away. Shoulders are sinking back into the floor. Upper arms are letting go. The wrists, the palms, the fingers are softening. As the body enjoys this feeling of support beneath it, the body doesn't need to hold itself up any longer and is given permission to just let go into the support beneath you. Each time you breathe out, let go a little bit more. And really let yourself begin to connect with your body. So letting yourself feel the feeling of the body itself. Feeling into muscles, tissues. Mind may be quite flighty and active right now as we've just begun our practice, and we are just beginning to coax our attention to the body rather than following the mind around. Our attention now, we just gently bring to the body. We start to feel and notice the feeling of the body itself. It takes just a gentle effort at the beginning. So we're not concentrating hard, but we are allowing ourselves to feel the body. And as we connect with the feeling of the body, we allow our attention to begin to settle there. Like the body now becomes more important. Our sensations and experiences that we can feel within our body become more interesting than anything the mind has to say. Keep softening as you breathe. A really good way to move liver energy is through breath, deeper breathing. So let's take a couple of deeper breaths just to begin with. Breathing in through the nose, nice and slowly up to the very top. Holding at the top for a moment. And then out through the nose. All the way down to the end. And this time as you breathe in, let your belly rise first, and then your chest expand. Out through the nose. Very much connecting with the feeling of breathing as you breathe another deep breath in. And out. Just keep bringing that attention to the here and now. Now relax your breath. Back to normal, so soften the stomach, the lungs, the chest, even the throat, the jaw. Let your breath drop down into your belly, so there's a little rise in the belly as you breathe in. And a fall as you breathe out. And just take a few more moments here to continue to soften and connect. Okay, so make a little bit of wriggling with fingers and toes. Let yourself feel the feeling of that happening so that you just keep connecting, you keep grounding in the moment. Take your hands together and up above your body and just stretch from top to toe. Releasing from that, rolling to the side. And then just pressing your hand into the floor, making your way up to an upright position. Okay, so coming into our first posture, we're coming into a wide-legged child's pose. So kneeling and taking the knees wide as they'll go, because what we want to do now is just stimulate through the insides of the legs where the liver meridian runs. So we want a stretch, a tugging through the inside here. If you need to, you can place a blanket below the knees or the bony bits of the ankles and the feet for cushioning. You don't want any pain or digging into the legs in this posture. Walking the hands forward and taking the head down towards the floor. If your head doesn't quite reach the floor, you can place a block under the head or even just hands or a fist to give support. If you're new to Yin, there will be lots of options to just keep tweaking and altering the postures, because it's really important that we mold them to suit your body. And it's really important that we find a point where there's stretch in the body, but we haven't crossed a line into anything severe, anything aggressive or strong or painful. So the body really needs to feel a stretch, but feel safe and able to be in the posture for this longer period of time. So you can take your knees wider. If you want more stretch, you can bring them closer together. If you want less, and you can really reach your fingertips away from you if you want to give more stretch through the upper body. But if that's too strong through the shoulders and you're a little bit maxed out with sensation, just bring that arms in a little bit closer. Let there be a bend in the elbows. Okay, so Yin postures are passive. They are a chance, an opportunity to relax, to let go. So as the eyes close again, we connect with the feeling of the body. And each time you breathe out, just begin to soften, just as you were in Shavasana. Giving your body over to gravity, over to the floor beneath you. And you will find that your body is much more willing to let go on a breath out. So breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Let your attention wander around the body and feel into the muscles and tissues. Become conscious and aware of where you're holding, where you're gripping. And with each breath out, lovingly encourage or invite your body to release, to relax. So because this springtime is a time for growing and changing and creating new. And it's a time of regeneration. Part of that story is letting go of the old, just like when we go out into the garden after winter and we get rid of all the rubbish from the soil, and then we get rid of the weeds and we tend to the ground and remove anything that's going to inhibit the fertility of that soil. Spring is a time for removing the old, that which no longer serves us. So you can hold that in your mind as you breathe and relax. Each time you breathe out, there's an opportunity here for you today to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Breathing out, letting go. First of all, we just let the body let go, the muscles let go. How soft can you become?
want to take your knees a little wider at some point, or a little bit closer in, to manage the amount of sensation that you're getting through the insides of the legs. Breathing out, letting go, finding little ways to release, to relax. If there's any agitation or impatience, especially during the beginning of a yin practice, that's pretty normal, but we don't want to feed it by giving it energy and attention. Just let it be there, don't react to it, and know that it will pass over soon. The body remains still, continues its journey of softening regardless of any waves, any comings and goings in the emotions. The body is creating a foundation of softness and stillness. Okay, so we're going to just slowly walk the hands back in towards the body, and moving slowly. If you feel stiff and fragile, just taking those knees back to center, coming onto the bottom so knees can go to the sides, and we'll make our way down into a twist. Twist is really good for detoxing, good for stimulating the liver. So before we move into our twist, just place the feet into the floor and just drop the knees down from side to side a few times. Just maybe hip distance apart in the feet. Soften the shoulders, the face, so we still maintain a relaxedness about the way we move. Breathing through the nose, down into the belly. Enjoying the movement, enjoying the time and space to connect with sensations and experiences that are in the moment. Okay, so take your knees to center, take your arms out to the side. Bring your knees in towards your chest, and we're going to go to the right hand side first. Taking the knees down to the floor. Control with your stomach, so that if it gets too strong for the spine at any point, you don't just keep going. So if you can, legs relax into the floor. But if it's too strong, I want you to get a cushion, a block or a bolster underneath the knees. Having something under the knees is a lot more gentle for the spine. That option is there for you. You can also place a cushion or a block in between the knees, and that tends to support more around this kind of upper hip, maybe even into the lower back as well if that feels a little bit twingy. Sometimes that block feels really nice. One more option for the legs, you can deepen this, make this more strong, either right now at the beginning or part way through, by taking this top leg, taking it up over the top and then tucking it under the bottom leg. Okay, and you can then get a cushion or a block under these legs, under these knees here as well. So looking over in the opposite direction, you can take your right hand up onto the top of that left knee, but don't grip and pull, so you want to be relaxed as you can be. Sometimes you need to kind of push into your elbows, lift the upper body up, and then draw the left shoulder down. So you have to help the body into the twist a little, but then relax. Soften the shoulders, the arms. So this is a really good time, springtime, for detoxing. the liver, and detoxing our lives, as I mentioned a moment ago. It's a time for letting go of old stuff, clearing the way for the new. And twists are very good for detoxing. Closing the eyes, letting yourself connect with your body, feel into all the different areas, the muscles, the tissues, and I want you to get interested, get curious. Really, whatever it takes to draw your attention to the body rather than to the mind. Where are you holding? What's your holding pattern in your body? Where are you rigid, gripped, tense? And just how much are you able to let go each time you breathe out? Just in a small, subtle way, somewhere may release and relax. Still breathing down into the belly if that's comfortable for you. Still finding softness with each breath out. Don't be anywhere else, just be here, now. Discovering this moment, discovering all about your body, your breath, your experience in this moment. And if it becomes too much for your neck to be twisted, you can bring your head to center. And you can also roll a blanket under the arch of the neck for support. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, finding little ways to release the old. Tension that we no longer need, gripping that we no longer need. And although we start with the body, this has an effect on an emotional level as well. We begin to notice any kind of energy on the inside of control or holding on, being rigid in our thinking, in our attitude. So as the body softens, it's creating a foundation that may seep into our internal environment. We may become more soft, more allowing, more flexible internally. May begin to release rigid, tense attitudes. None of this is something we have to try hard at. So as I explain this to you, I want you to have an awareness of these things, but don't try too hard at any of what I'm explaining to you. Just keep finding little ways to let go physically as you breathe out, and just see what unfolds. Just take a few more breaths here. Okay, so bringing the knees back to center. Maybe just hug the knees in towards the chest, rock the knees from side to side a few times. And then taking the arms out to the side, we'll come down to the left. So knees come in and then knees go to the left. You might feel different on this side. You might need slightly different support on this side. So remember, you have your option to cushion or block under knees, in between knees, to cross the top leg up over the top and under the bottom leg to deepen. All of these little adjustments are there for you to be able to really fine-tune the posture. And for me, it's about loving yourself. It's about caring enough to tweak and fine-tune so that your body feels not just okay, but completely safe and completely nurtured and supported in these postures. So you have my permission to get super picky about your postures in Yin. Okay, so settling into this other side, you may close the eyes and just reconnect with your body first. Just finding little ways to let go. At first we have this kind of more obvious layer of tension in the body that we soften. When we start to get around about to now, or maybe into the middle of our practice, we start to notice more subtle layers of tension, little pockets of hidden tension that we maybe wouldn't have noticed if we wasn't connected with the body. So continue to be curious and scan around, feel into different areas. Where are you holding? Where are you tense and rigid? Where could you let go? Each and every time we breathe out, there's an opportunity to release. Could be in the body, could be mentally. Mental effort can begin to fall away as well now. Let thoughts fall away, let subjects fall away, let mental effort fall away. Just as the body can let go, so can the mind. There is nothing you need to be working on with that mind of yours right now. Nothing that needs to be done, nothing that needs to be figured out. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. During this time, this springtime, we may be letting go of old habits, old ways of doing things, so that we may find new ways to create and grow and change and expand as a person. The old habits, the old ways of doing things that aren't serving us so well anymore begin to fall away. And if we don't let them go, we can become blocked in our growth, in our renewal. And that's when we can feel stuck, we can feel frustrated and irritated easily. So if those kind of emotions are coming up a lot for you at the moment, that's where that might be coming from. Each time you breathe out in your yin practice, there is an opportunity to let go physically, mentally. And there's an opportunity to soften any old habits you have on the mat of being rigid in your way of doing things. So the opposite of that stiffness, that rigidity, that holding on is softness, allowing. There's a flexibility to the way we do things. Last few breaths on this side. And taking the knees back into center. And just same again. Plant the feet into the floor. Take the feet hip distance apart and just take a moment to be here. Rock the knees from side to side. Feel the clothes moving against the skin. Feel the release in the tissues as you reach each side. Feel the breath moving through the nose. From this laying position, we're going to stimulate the gallbladder meridian that runs along the side of the body. So we're going to take the arms up above and we're going to walk the feet over to the right hand side, but do not allow the left hip to lift up off of the floor. So both sitting bones are in contact with the floor. You're going to walk your head and shoulders over to the right hand side as well. So you come into like a half moon shape or a banana shape. So you can cross your left leg over your right to get more stretch along the left side of the body. You can have your arms straight. You can bend them. You can take hold of a wrist. You can even let them come more out to the sides. You can even tuck the hands under the back of the head. And let the elbows fall out to the sides. So what I'm getting at here is there's no one way of placing your arms. Find what works for you. If you have any injuries in your shoulders, you can always take that arm down and just rest that shoulder if this feels too strong. Breathe through your nose and find some softness. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing down into the belly. You can even send the breath into the side of the body, letting the side of the body expand as you breathe in, the side of the stomach, and the side of the chest. Breathing out, letting go. If the mind wanders, which it will, just release whatever started up in the mind. Relax the mental effort and just gently bring yourself back to your body. Walking your feet back to center and taking your body over to the other side, so the feet go to the left and the upper body goes over to the left as well. So one way to move the liver energy when it's become stuck is with breathing a bit deeper. So you can take deep breaths throughout your day. It's really helpful. And within your practice today as well, if at any moment you feel like you just want to take a big deep breath down into the belly, please let yourself do it. It's so, so good. Very calming as well. And although in Yin we keep the breath very relaxed, you might also just let the breath kind of come in a little bit more and go out a little bit more, so you're just slightly lengthening. You don't want to get forceful, but you're just kind of coaxing the breath gently out into a little bit more length. Keep finding little ways to let go. That's your only job whilst you're on the mat here. Where can you soften? Where can you release rigidity from the body? Breathing a little deeper, softening a little more. Last few breaths here. Walking the body back to center. And just gentle movements in between. You might want to press into the floor and lift the hips up for a moment. Or you may feel more like you want to curl up into a ball, maybe rock the knees from side to side. Rolling to the side and coming back up again. Okay, so we're coming into Shoelace Pose, which is a perfect pose for these liver and gallbladder meridians that we're targeting. If you have a block, you can sit up onto a block for this posture. If you don't have a block, just stack maybe a couple of cushions or fold a cushion over and make do with that instead. Okay, so we're going to take the right leg underneath first. Take the knee, if it will go there, to this central point here. So if your knee doesn't go all the way around to center, just let it come as far as it's going to go. Doesn't really matter too much. This one is more about how it feels and how it looks. So we're going to take the other leg across. Now, that may be screaming at you, that may be plenty. We're stretching down the outside where this gallbladder runs. We're compressing on the inside in the groin where the liver runs. So that may be enough for you, and you may want to stay in this pose just as it is here. If you want to deepen, you can let this leg drop down, take hold of your foot and your knee, and take that knee around as far as it will go, possibly to center. This is Shoelace Pose, so you can sit upright here. You can even just rest your hands into your lap. Maybe close the eyes, just breathing through the nose. And if you wanted to get even deeper into this, you can fold, so you can come onto your hands. You can come all the way down. You can even rest into a bolster, blocks, cushions in front of you. So remember, nothing too strong or sharp, a gentle edge, always in yin. If you're resting on your hands, remember to soften your shoulders back away from your ears. And if this is too strong for the knees, you can do a one-legged version. So you need to come off of anything you're sitting on for that and just straighten the top leg. So we just do one leg at a time, and this should be more gentle for your body. So there is lots of options there. You can pick whatever works for your body. Breathing in and out through the nose, finding softness, finding release. Allow yourself to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Know that you are able to let go, and you are able to release the old. And know that just by practicing physically, breathing, softening, letting go physically, you're already tapping into that feeling and into that ability that you have to let go, to release, to let go of anything that you no longer need. Breathing through the nose, finding softness. Letting everything else fall away. There's nothing we need to tend to with our mind. Nothing we need to take care of. And it's okay to just be here and breathe in this moment. Taking in all of the different experiences that you're having in this moment. Feeling in the body, the feeling of the breath. your mind wanders away, just gently draw your attention back. Feel the air moving through your nose. Feel the movement in your body as you breathe. And become curious about all of the different sensations that you're experiencing right now. The clothes against the skin. Softness and tension in the muscles. Some areas relaxed, some areas active. The sensation of the cool air against the skin. The sensation of stretch, release. Back up. Nice and slow, steady movements. Taking the legs out in front of you and just give yourself a moment. Take a few breaths, maybe even rock the knees from side to side a little bit. Just releasing any built up energy around the thighs and around the hips. Okay, so we're going to take the left leg underneath now and take the right leg over on top. Maybe you stay here, maybe you drop down, maybe you come around. Your body, your version. You'll find a difference on each side, so you won't always have exactly the same version on each side in a posture. Okay, so breathing through the nose, finding your version. So investigate first, where do you come to? Where does your body need support? Where do you need to back away? Where do you need to deepen? Investigate first, find your version, and then we close the eyes and we come in. It's a very restful practice in Yin. So as the body comes to rest, softening and becoming still and restful, we allow ourselves to become restful internally as well. There's just nothing we need to do. We don't even need to think. We don't need to analyze anything. We don't need to figure anything out. So the mind may come in, but it just as easily falls away as we breathe out. And any internal energy or attitude that you pick up on that feels like striving or pushing or forcing or trying, just soften away. Let yourself be just completely restful right now. The only task is to let go, to breathe out and find little ways to let go physically, mentally. Nothing more that needs to be done right now. If you ever wander off, if you get lost, come back to this central place of feeling the breath and body. They're always here for you to come back to. And this central practice of breathing out and letting go. It's like a pillar to come back to. No matter how far you wander, you can return. Slowly, walking back up, coming down off of your block and then taking the legs out in front of you. Same as we did when we were laying on our back, just taking the feet hip distance apart and just rock the knees down from side to side, just as far as you want to go. You don't have to come to the floor. Just rest in the moment, just be here. Don't be racing forwards or trying to do anything, just be here and breathe. Come down onto your back and grab, if you've got them, either a bolster or some cushions. So you're going to take the cushions behind you. If your cushions are more square, leave a little gap so that when you come back, they're going to land in the center of your back. If you're on a bolster or longer cushions, you can take them into the arch of your back, into the small of your back. And we're going to come back into a reclined butterfly. So you're laying back slowly. If you don't have cushions available, don't worry. Just lay flat onto the floor. If you are laying back across a bolster, you can sit up onto a cushion or a folded blanket to make the bolster more gentle on the back. You can also roll a blanket under the arch of the neck and give support to the head that way. So if we're on a cushion, likelihood is the head is resting into the floor. The arms can just relax to the sides, and we're going to take the heels close towards the sitting bones and then knees out to the side. Soles of the feet meet. And we are now tugging through the inside of the legs and the groin to reach that liver meridian. You may relax your arms to the side or take a hand up to the body. Some people do like to take their arms into cactus arms or straight up above them, or even tuck their hands under the back of the head to open the chest, open through chest, arms, shoulders. If that maxes you out in terms of sensation, just take the arms back down to the sides. So we'll take a few moments here, a few minutes to just let the posture work its magic. When we tug along particular areas of the body, we are stimulating the flow of energy in that area. That's what we've been doing today. Moving stuck, stagnant liver energy. Breathing through the nose. Finding little ways to let go. Release the old. welcome in the new. So releasing the old may mean tension, stress in the body, little holding patterns, stuck breath. And the new may be a freer breath, a sense of calm, more a feeling of release or flexibility in the body, feeling more open mentally, more in our attitude. We may feel more open, more flexible, more allowing. So near the end here, just notice what has shifted for you as we've released, what new has been brought in. You don't have to go looking or creating. It may be nothing, it may be something just very subtle, but it's nice just to pose that question at the end. What's shifted? What's changed over this hour? There's no rush to get to the end of our practice. We don't need to rush to get to the next thing. We just savor the moment. All you ever have is now. And last few breaths here in this pose. Bring your knees to center. Press into your feet, lift your hips up just for a moment. Just a little. And lower the bottom to the floor. You can either come straight up using stomach muscles and hands, or you can roll to the side and come up that way. Bend your knees and just relax over your legs for a moment, curling the spine. Take a few deeper breaths to move that energy down into the belly. The belly will rise as we breathe in. And breathe into the back of the body as well as you take deeper breaths here, expanding out into the space behind you. So lowering down onto your back for a closing Shavasana. We're taking a full closing Shavasana today. Okay, so you can support under the backs of the knees with cushions, bolster. You can bend your knees, you can have a blanket over your body. Cushion under the head, anything that you need to get comfortable. Arms away from the body, palms facing up. Sink the shoulders back into the earth. Close the eyes. As we did at the beginning, allow your body to thoroughly enjoy the opportunity to just give its weight completely over to the floor each time you breathe out. So each time you breathe out, feel yourself getting a little heavier. Sinking a little deeper into the floor. Closing Shavasana is a time for your body to recalibrate and to absorb the practice. So I'm going to become quiet and we're going to take a few minutes just being here, just breathing and softening, and I will let you know when it's time to move. So just very gently letting your fingers and toes wriggle, taking a deep breath. Taking your hands together, arms up above, stretch from head to toe. Just waking your body in your own way. Okay, so rolling to the side and just pausing on your side for a moment. Pressing your palm into the floor. Make your way up to an upright position. You can keep your eyes closed still or your gaze low. So it's just a comfortable cross-legged position with a long spine. One more deep breath in through the nose. This time out through the mouth. Breathing normally. Bringing the palms together at heart center and lowering your head to your fingertips. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here with me for this beautiful springtime practice. You can use this practice anytime that you feel stuck, irritated, resentful, angry, agitated. If that's coming up a lot, you can use this practice whenever you feel that happening, or you can use it throughout spring to keep that liver energy healthy and balanced. I want to tell you about my 21-day challenge quickly. I have done a Yin Yoga challenge, which is 21 short Yin Yoga classes over 21 days. You can sign up to that, and I'll pop the link below on my website. And once you put your email into the box on my website, you will get an email each day, and you will be able to take part in the Facebook group. We have a community around the challenge. We're all supporting each other on there and sharing our experiences. So if you're interested, click the link below. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for choosing this video, and let me know in the comments below how you found that practice.